Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jake Weiss, and today we'll be talking about sales and negotiation. So, what are our goals today? We really need to define negotiation and how this applies to the real world. We need to identify factors that can determine outcomes of negotiation. We need to understand that there's 4 types of negotiation levels, there's 3 types of negotiation, and there's 5 types of personality styles. Also, lastly, we need to implement a follow-up training on sales and negotiation training. So there's one crucial step that really we need to focus on before the negotiation process, and that's really understanding the product or the service. A product is an actual item that a customer purchases, including the packaging, image, guaranteed and after-sales service. So what is the product knowledge? This allows for us to really understand what the product's about. So this is how the product operates, specific features and advantages of the product, the physical sides and characteristics, and how well the product is selling in the marketplace. This will allow for building trust between the salesperson and the customer and helps aid in answering difficult questions. So in sales, there's many different personality types you can encounter. These are the ones that are probably the ones you'll most encounter frequently. That could be somebody who's talkative, grouchy, impulsive, a procrastinator. They could be skeptical or opinionated, and silent. Well, silent really means they don't really want to talk to you. They just want to get out and in as quickly as they can. So what really is negotiation? Negotiation takes place when 2 or more people with different views come together to attempt to reach an agreement on an issue. This entails persuasive communication or bargaining. In negotiation, this is the heart of human interaction. Every time people interact, negotiation can be either verbal, nonverbal, conscious, or unconsciously. These are the 4 types of negotiation levels. 1, we have forcing people to do what you will tell them to do. 2, getting people to think what you want them to think. 3, getting people to perceive what you want them to perceive. Or 4, getting people to feel what you want them to feel. So here are the 3 types of negotiation. We have distributive, integrative, and benefits. We'll be focusing on distributive and integrative. So in distributive competitive bargaining, this is known as the win-lose negotiation. So parties compete over the distribution of a fixed sum or value, not taking the other party's needs into consideration. One party gains only if the other party loses something, causing conflict. So usually the only thing that's really at stake is the price. Strategy to distribute fixed resources such as money, resource, assets between both parties. So like I said, the main goal that people are negotiating is the price here. So in integrative, collaborative bargaining, this is known as a win-win negotiation. Both parties cooperate to achieve maximum benefits by integrating their interests into agreement. Parties have a willingness to compromise to achieve a consensus. We're really looking for the solution in which both parties have to give up something to finalize a deal. This develops mutual benefit agreements based on the interest on the disputants. So these are the personal styles of negotiation. Just like in our assessment of mediation, we also have personal styles in negotiation. So there's people who could be avoiding, accommodating, assertive, and competitive, compromising, and collaborative. So if you're avoiding, you're like a turtle. If you're accommodating, you're like a teddy bear. If you're assertive and competitive, you're more like a shark. If you're compromising, you're like a fox. And if you're collaborative, you're like an owl. This is similar to the point guard, the team captain, the general manager. So how do we really influence others? We have position, which is power. We have the perspective, which is empathy. And we have problems to find solutions. So why does negotiation really fail? 1, because the communication's not there. We're on 2 different pages, or we just don't communicate it enough. We have misperceptions, meaning I think something and they think something different. And lastly, if you don't ask, you don't get, meaning people don't want to go out of the way and ask, they just assume. So these are factors that can really help or hurt in negotiation. Your body language, your tone, your first impression, asking questions, knowing the product knowledge, and really having listening skills. So what are the main takeaways in negotiation? If a deal you do not like, never be afraid to walk away from a deal. Patience is key. We have to avoid being desperate and do not let your emotions dictate your decisions. As our professor always says, high emotion and reasons do not go together. We have to research the product. We have to value the other side of perception, because this really will help in negotiation to get the best outcome. For example, I wanted a new car in the springtime. Well, I went to a specific dealership and they were giving me only $8,000 off for my trade, and the car was listed at $35,000. I went to the dealership to negotiate. The best they could give me off the car was $4,000. I was very upset. I almost let my emotions get the best of me, but my dad told me, wait, you'll find the right price. Towards the end of the summer, I found the same car that I liked in another state. I went to their dealership to negotiate. They were giving me $10,000 for my car, and they gave me $8,000 off the car. So if I didn't take my dad's advice, I would have let my emotions got the best of me, and I wouldn't have the opportunity to get the best deal. So in the future, for our training, there will be sales and negotiation seminars offered every 6 months, either in person or online. We'll have sales and negotiation role-playing exercises during the seminars to really understand this process. And you're going to go out and practice and record a sale negotiation, including analysis on what you could have done differently to either get a better deal or better interaction with the customers. Do we have any questions? And thank you for your time today.